away for a while. I was at university studying and it didn't really give me a lot of time to do any recording or editing of videos or even reading of much books, like fictional books. There was a lot of textbook reading and studying reading, but not any, fun reading. So I didn't have a lot of time to do that stuff. Plus the walls were paper thin, so everyone could hear when I was recording a video, so it was a bit awkward. It didn't allow for much privacy, but I should be moving into a lot better accommodations next year anyway, so hopefully I'll have a bit more privacy and I'll still be able to record lots of videos for you guys. I suppose I should start by giving you an update on what I've been doing and what I've been reading. I'm trying to complete my Goodreads reading challenge, where I set the goal of reading 30 books in a year. Doesn't sound very ambitious. I didn't think I'd be doing much reading this year while I was at uni, so I didn't set an ambitious goal. But it's turning out it's already halfway through the year and I'm only 30% of the way through my challenge. So I need to up my reading game a bit and start reading more. And it's the summer, so this is the perfect time to be reading like a book a week or something like that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I think I'm going to start by completing the books that I started but never had a chance to finish. I've got like about 5 books like that. So I'm going to start there. Plus I obtained a massive reading pile from YALC this year, the YA LitCon, which was super amazing. Much better than last year. It was a lot more organised this year, a lot more spacious. I can't say the same for London Film and Comic Con, which was going on downstairs, and throughout the rest of the convention hall, which was, as always, really crowded, really disorganised. To be honest, I was there mostly for London Film and Comic Con because I had photo shoots with Michael J. Fox, Richard Dean Anderson and Christopher Lloyd. But between photo shoots I was perusing the bookstalls and going to some of the YALC talks. I went to the Publishers 101 talk, which was really interesting to get the point of view from publishers and what they expect from book writers. So let's talk books. And what a gorgeous pile of books they are. I think in total I've got 10 here. Really, I only brought 8 of these books because 2 of them were given to me in a giveaway by Chapter 5 Books. Every now and again they would announce a code word on Twitter where if you went to their table and shouted the code word you'd get a free book. There were a lot of these giveaways among the publishers, so basically I just added them all on Twitter and then Twitter stalked them for the entire event until I saw that there was a free book up for grabs and then just took advantage of that. I only done it twice because it's not fair on everyone else. I don't know the publisher who done this, but one publisher was hiding manuscripts of an unpublished book around the convention for people to find. The books I got in the giveaway was Red Rising and Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which I'm really happy about because this book a few months ago was really popular and I just never got around to reading it. And I'm hoping I will have the time to do that now because the reviews for it were really good. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. Red Rising, not so much. This one is about Earth is dying and the main character, Darrow, is a Red. The Reds are miners. They mine some sort of like ore or something important on Mars, and they think that this precious element is going to save the humans, and really they're just being exploited by, I think they're the Golds, who live on the planet and use the Reds as sort of like their slave labour force to mine and work for them. I think the main reason I'm not excited about reading this book is because the main character is a miner and that's not a very exciting profession unless you're watching Poldark and the main character is Aidan Turner. But even when it's on Mars, I'm not excited about. Yeah, I will read it because I've seen it advertised quite a bit, so it can't be that bad, really. Has anyone out there read this? What did you think about it? Out of the whole stack of books, the one I'm most excited to read is Cleo. This cover is really pretty. It's like golden and it's got this cool sort of print design of a face on it. Cleo is about Cleopatra, and she has been chosen at birth by the god Isis to rule the country, but her two sisters have put their trust in this sort of evil, monstrous god and they're both trying to overthrow Cleopatra and get the throne for themselves, and she can't trust anyone apart from this mysterious guy, which is always the case, and it just sounds really interesting. I'm assuming it's sort of an alt history book. I don't read much alt history, but this just sounded really good, and this is probably the first of the new books that I'm going to read. Oh, sorry, that Cleo is by Lucy Coates. So this next book is by John Walter. It's called My Name Is Not Friday. When I was at the table, the woman who explained the book to me made it sound so exciting, and I've forgotten what she told me the book was about. She was really good at selling. But yeah, it's called My Name Is Not Friday. I think the main character's name is Samuel. His name gets changed to Friday, or his name was Friday and it gets changed to Samuel. I'm not sure, but he's an educated slave and he gets brought, and I think he's trying to find his brother. But either way, it sounded really good when she explained it to me, and I think it's going to be a good book. And John Walter, he's a pretty good writer anyway. This next book is called Lobsters, and this is by Tom Ellen and Lucy Iverson. It's about two people who are worried that they're gonna spend the rest of their life as virgins, and they use the whole summer to find the one, the lobster. They call the one the lobster. I don't know why yet. It sounds like a fun contemporary read. And I'm interested to read this. It was really well publicised at the event. They had they had little lobsters, and you had to write down, I think it was someone you love on the lobster, and they put it on a board. So this seems like a really sweet read. This next book is by Mal P. It's called the Murderstone Trilogy, and it sounds so funny. I think it's a fantasy sort of paranormal book. It's about a YA writer who hates writing fantasy books, and he writes YA about sensitive boys, and the books don't sell very well. So I think he summons a demon, or he gets contacted by an entity, a paranormal entity, who he channels to help him write really good YA fiction. It just sounds like a really funny and like a parody of all YA fiction writers. Front cover is really good. It looks like a funny book. It makes me excited to read it. The next one is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Oh, look at the cover. Look at the cover. I want to say I brought this book for the compelling plot, but it was the cover. It's basically about a girl who has wings. She physically has angel wings. The description itself is kind of supposed to be cryptic, I think. It's quite mysterious. But I get the impression that it's a love story, it's probably contemporary, and loads of good reviews about this. It was really popular at one point. So when I saw it, I picked it up straight away. This next book is Buffalo Soldier. It's by Tanya Landman. It won the Carnegie Medal 2015. This is a book, it had a really interesting sort of blurb tagline. What kind of a girl steals the clothes from a dead man's back and runs off to join the army? A desperate one, that's who. So that's why I brought it. That captured me. So I brought this book. I think it's about a slave as well, set again during the American Civil War. Sounds interesting, so I'll be reading that. The next book is another paranormal romance, The Evil Librarian. It's also got a nice front cover. And that one is by Michelle, Knudsen. If I got that wrong, I'm so sorry. It's about an evil librarian. Two girls visit a library, and I think it might be a library in their school, and one of the girls falls in love with the librarian, and her friend thinks that he's obviously evil because he has obviously literally mesmerizing eyes. So this sounds like another funny book. It sounds like it's going to be really hilarious. The last book Another paranormal is called The Night Itself by Zoe Marriott, and this sounds funny as well. It's another paranormal set in London, and it's about a girl who borrows her grandfather's katana sword to liven up a fancy dress for a fancy dress party that she's going to, without realising that this magical sword has magical powers, and she summons demons from the other world and has to run around London fighting these demons that she's helped unleash onto the streets. So that sounds like an exciting paranormal, and I love paranormal, so I know I'm going to enjoy this book. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Those are all the books I got. I probably won't be going to 9 Worlds this year because my budget for conventions is 0 at the moment, so I won't be going to that. There is an interesting convention that I heard about called YALC, which is in Uxbridge, which is just like at the end of the Piccadilly line in London, so that looks interesting. I don't know if I'll be going into that either, but I've heard people talk about it recently. So if anyone is going to 9 Worlds, make sure you go and then come back and tell me all about it, because it is one of my favourite conventions and I'm really upset that I can't go, so let me know how it went. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my channel, please subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you later.